Good evening and welcome to Capital News at 9:30. My name is Frank Morandi. First, the national news. Prime Minister Mizengo Pinda has urged Kilimanjaro Development Forum to find land areas unsuitable for agriculture and construct industries which will provide employment and boost economic growth in the region. Here are the details.
Opening in general meeting of the forum, the Premier said since the region has shortage of land, it is better to find unsuitable areas for farming and invite investors to develop them for economic activities. In his welcoming speech, Forum Chairman, former Prime Minister Cleopa Msuya, said the objective of the meeting is to discuss development challenges in Kilimanjaro region. Kilimanjaro Regional Commissioner Leonidas Gama called on stakeholders to invest in the region due to its many attractions and that the region is prepared to extend its full cooperation to ensure an attractive business climate.
Chief Justice Mohammed Chande Othman and Attorney General Judge Frederick Werema have warned that they will not tolerate lawyers who violate ethics of advocacy. Here's more on the report.
They say to strengthen the legal sector, the law will take its course against lawyers who violate regulations and rules of the judiciary, one of the state pillars in any country. They were speaking at a ceremony to register 314 new advocates, during which both Justice Othman and Judge Werema emphasized the need for advocates to observe the rule of law.
Tanzania's Civil Society Forum on Climate Change has said that civil societies have a key role to play in educating the masses on effects of climate change in developing countries such as Tanzania. Here are the details.
Speaking today in Dar es Salaam at a conference dubbed Beyond 50 Years of Independence, New Dependence and Future Challenges of Climate Change, a representative from Vice President's office, Ladislaus Kiaruzi, said the government is preparing policies that will attempt to mitigate effects of climate change.
In 2007, we had the Habari Action Plan that was on the basis of the negotiation up to Durban, and it is going beyond Durban because we have agreed in Durban that the hard working group on the Habari Action Plan has been extended for 1 year until next year, until COP18, where it should finalize its mandate. So the Habari Action Plan has 5 pillars: adaptation, mitigation, capacity building, financing, technology development and transfer, plus the issue of shared vision.
Forum CC Chairman Latif Amas said food insecurity and shrinking economy are some of the likely consequences of climate change that will face Tanzania, and urged developed nations to help their developing counterparts deal with the effects of climate change.
We stand to lose up to 1 or 2% of our GDP on climate-related impacts by 2030. So that's a very significant amount for a developing country. So what's at stake is people's livelihoods. If you look at the population of Tanzania, 80% is farmers, and 77.5% of the 80% is smallholder farmers who are entirely dependent on nature, on the ecosystem, for their livelihoods.
Public Procurement Regulatory Authority, PPRA, says despite government efforts to curb embezzlement of public funds, money laundering and corruption continues to be a big problem in Tanzania and East Africa at large. Here are the details.
The statement was made by Chairman of PPRA Board of Directors Noel Mrope at the second Procurement and Supplies Professionals and Technicians Annual Conference in Arusha. Opening the conference, Prime Minister Mizengo Pinda warned that the government will no longer tolerate losses incurred by local councils, other public institutions and private sector through malpractices that are conducted by procurement and supplies professionals.
Acting World Bank Country Director Mercy Tembo says climate change capacity building for Dar es Salaam will enable the metropolitan city receive international funds to reduce air pollution and improve sanitation. Here's the report.
Mrs. Tembon was speaking during a seminar for climate change experts on use of carbon dioxide as an income source organized by Dar es Salaam City Council.
Capacity is extremely important because you need to understand, first of all, what the challenges are, and you need to plan to deal with them. If you do not have the capacity to do it, the city becomes dysfunctional. And I think building the capacity, it's extremely important for Dar es Salaam because the officers and the participants who are taking place will understand what climate change is, will understand what the negative impacts are and the challenges that they would face, and then they will be able to plan to address them.
Dar es Salaam City Mayor Dr. Didas Msaburi said they have prepared a $150 million project submitted to a recent International Climate Change Summit in South Africa as part of strategies to address rampant filth causing air pollution.
The government has directed all regional and district authorities to ensure implementation of initiated entrepreneurship program through recognition of entrepreneurs and their places of work as part of efforts to reduce unemployment in Tanzania. Here's more on the story.
The challenge was made by the Minister for Labour and Employment, Gaudensia Kabaka, when speaking to 50 youth of the first phase of the program, saying government alone cannot resolve the problem of unemployment in the country. East Africa Director of the International Labour Organization ILO, Alexio Musindo, said his agency, in collaboration with other stakeholders and governments in the region, has introduced the entrepreneurship program as an alternative solution to unemployment in the region.
3 countries, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania, were selected for the first phase. So just to let you know that you do have competition next door in Kenya and in Uganda. The program was to contribute to the creation of decent work for young Africans, both as a means of self-employment and job creation through entrepreneurship development.
The government has called on people buying new television sets to ensure they buy sets with digital system compatible with the new digital broadcasting system due to take effect next year. Here are the details.
The appeal was made by the Minister for Communication, Science and Technology, Professor Makame Mbarawa, in a speech read on his behalf by his Deputy Minister, Charles Kitwanga, at the opening of the African Communication Regulation Authorities Network ACRAN conference.
Are still valid today despite many years of its existence. I have been informed that ACRAN has had many achievements since its establishment. These achievements do not mean that ACRAN does not have challenges. It is partly due to the emerging challenges that this conference is set to address them.
Earlier on, Chairman of Tanzania Communications Regulatory Authority Board of Directors, Justice Buxton Chipeta, who is also a Crown Vice Chairman, said Tanzania, like other African countries, has challenges to migrate from analog to digital system.
The convergence of broadcasting and telecommunications, the emergence of multimedia services as well as digital migration clearly necessitate communications regulatory authorities to come together and see how best these changes can be integrated in the regulatory frameworks and to achieve sustainable development in the communications sector.
I am delighted to say that we owe you the fact that during these two last years, our network called Cross an additional stage in the concretization of its fundamental role as space of exchange and mutual enrichment.
Tanzania Postal Bank has handed out 140 million shillings worth of prizes to winners of its Weka Akiba Ushinde promotion, which has seen the bank raise 8.5 billion shillings. Speaking at the handing over ceremony today in Dar es Salaam, the bank's CEO and Managing Director, Sabasaba Moshingi, said the campaign aimed at attracting more customers and, by extension, increase its capital base.
Of June this year, Tanzania Postal Bank did a promotion which was popularly known in Kiswahili as Weka Akiba Ushinde, which its objective was actually to encourage our existing customers to bring in more deposits into the bank, and at the same time, encouraging new customers to join Tanzania Postal Bank. And the promotion was held in various draws, and today we are actually witnessing the end of the draw, where our top winners are being awarded today.
I'm feeling very proud to be the winner of 15 millions from Tanzania Postal Bank, because this is an expectation, kabisa. I didn't expect to win this amount, and thanks to Allah, because He made me to be me.
And that's the end of the national news. Africa News is next after this break.